Although Frederik and Mary of Denmark have only been in power since mid-January, this is the second time they have decided to take a few days off, a decision that has cost them criticism. Neither the example of Norway's neighboring King Harald, whose clandestine trip to Malaysia cost him much disappointment as he had to be hospitalized in the Asian country. Neither has criticism of his limited agenda since Frederik was proclaimed monarch last January. But nothing has stopped the kings of Denmark embarking on a new overseas holiday over Easter to an unknown destination. A holiday whose collateral victim was Queen Margrethe, appointed at the age of 83 on a golden pension after her abdication, but who for the second time in 2 months has to replace her son and daughter-in-law Queen Mary while they enjoy your holiday. In mid-February, Frederik and Mary had already put aside their duties to go with their children to a chalet they have in Verbier, one of the most exclusive ski resorts in the world, where Danish monarchs escape to ski when they can. The couple and their 4 children are now back on holiday somewhere outside Denmark unannounced. The royal family's travel plans were released by the court's public relations department this weekend. For her part, Queen Margrethe has traveled to her residence at Marselisborg Castle in Aarhus. The fact that Federico and Maria silently and secretly went on their second holiday since the change of throne has caused a loud outcry from the media in their country, especially considering that members of the Scandinavian royal family had already spent several weeks on an unofficial trip to Australia last December at the height of the Genevieve Casanova affair. The royal family is spending secret Easter holidays abroad. In defense of the Danish royals, it doesn't help that Frederik had only 8 official working days in February and March, while Queen Mary had only 2. But we can't forget that the monarch had already stated in his manifesto for his succession to the throne that free time was very important to the couple. We will do things differently from my mother, both in terms of the organization and management of the royal family, and in terms of how we alternate between work and leisure as a family. The monarch said and stressed free time is important because we will probably have more to do. Mary and I have areas of interest that will increasingly require our presence in various forums at home and abroad. A new direction for the Danish monarchy that not everyone likes. Instead of meeting the Danes as the new royal couple, Frederik and Mary have, for the most part, barricaded themselves behind the castle walls, condemns a Danish popular magazine in a recent report. Lars Hovbeke Sorensen, a royalty expert in the popular Danish media, also considers this new strategy very risky. If it is a new style, there is a danger that over time it will become more and more invisible. That's why staying in the background is a two-way stick. Mary and Frederik seem to want to avoid excessive contact with the press and their compatriots at all costs. It can be counterproductive, especially because over the last few decades we have become used to approaching the royal family, so there is an expectation among the public that this is the way it should be, and that's why it could be counterproductive if done the other way round. The Scandinavian publication adds, while the royal couple and their children may have traveled far from home for the Easter holidays, that doesn't mean they can't take some of their traditions with them. Kings Frederik and Mary have a deeply rooted custom of celebrating these dates, which is a very important part of their Holy Week. Choral singing, whether in church or on private holidays, is very important in my life today, among other things because my wife is also very fond of singing, says King Frederick in his recently published biography. We have a good tradition in our family. We get together with our children and good friends for the Easter meal, sing a few Danish songs and a couple of songs about brandy, adds Frederik. The monarch also explains in the book that the lyrics are compiled in advance in a cut and paste book that is handed out at the Easter table. Both adults and children sing along. Federico says in the book that it is perfectly normal for children and their friends of the same age to sit and sing next to adults, something the king himself had problems with when he was a teenager.